Hey, you guys, kind of a rough day today. Days are always tough. Thursdays are always pretty rough when it just comes to regular things that we're doing. But I knew something was up today because I was missing calls from guys that I hadn't heard from in a bit. And once I started figuring out, just kind of seeing who was calling, I just had a bad feeling that something, something that we didn't want to hear was happening. And of course, that is the case. We lost our man, Papa Arden. I mean, what can you say about this guy? I mean, we're gonna celebrate his life coming up next week, and there will be time for all of that then. But this is one of those guys that damn it, this sucks. I here with on this page when we lost Freddie Fryer. Um, I did a tribute to Freddie Fryer, and I can honestly tell you that this is the Freddie Fryer of dwarf car racing to me. And it just everything that Arden Vickery, Arden Vickery, whatever you want to call him. We just call him Papa Arden. Everything that he did for so many of us that I mean, he built this series, and the series hadn't been the same since he's been gone. And he's in a better place now, where we're all, it's good for him that the suffering is done, and I'm not putting cameras on me at all doing this. This was a last minute idea, just to honor him, because one of the things that Papa always said was what he liked about me was my voice. So I honestly think that's why he, Butch, and Jerry even let me in the damn group, crying out loud, when I came into it. But I came in on the backside of DCRST, and I do think that when we were doing what we did at Kyle and with the dirt tracks and at CC, that I don't want to say it was a heyday, but it was a really good time to where the series the series prospered, and he would lean on me a lot to help him with that, and I was always honored anytime that he would call me and ask me to do stuff for the series. So it's a tough day, man. It sucks. He impacted a bunch of us, and we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him a bunch. So I thought that it would be really cool to jump on here and just post one of the races. I mean, he won so many races, and I wanted to post the last race that he won, because honestly, I finished second to him in the last race ever at Central Texas Speedway, and that was his last race that he ever raced, when he put Donald Duck away, when he put Donald away. So I wanted to post that one, but he actually didn't cross the finish line in first that night. He crossed the finish line in second behind Goulet, who I talked to today, and obviously we're all we're all sad about this. We're all sad, and I've talked to several guys, and everybody's pretty sad. And I thought about posting that one because I finished second, but if you actually go back and watch that video, I finished third, and it was so funny. I take a lot of pride in that last race at Kyle, because looking back, I wish that I would have been able to win that last race ever at Kyle, because we were the second to last race ever to be run there. But Arden whipped my ass on a restart, and he and I did this. I don't know how the hell we missed Drew Simmental when Simmental's car, quit running for whatever reason. But he and I, we were first and second that night. So to me, that race becomes even more special. It was special to finish second to him in the last race ever. When you look at the results, but now it's even more special because he's in a much better place, and that's, I think, something that we think about today, all of us, as we're going to miss him. He's in a much better place than we are. We're over here dealing with struggles of how we got to work, we got to pay bills, we got to do all this shit that just drives us crazy and messes with our mental stuff. But Arden is at peace right now, and it's one of those things where it sucks, but he's going to be missed. So wanted to honor him for all the lives that he touched, all the people that he made better. I rolled up to his shop one of the first times. I went and blew up one of Butch's motors, and fucking Arden, I mean, pardon the words, I mean, he made me pull that damn motor out of there and work my ass off. And that was one of the things that I really took from him. And one of the words that he told me early on was one of the things you're going to learn about in this, and I can hear it in only the way that he speaks, is one of the things you're going to learn, son, is maintenance. These cars are all about maintenance, just like your life. It's a pretty damn good point, if you ask me. So I couldn't run the race that he and I didn't finish first and second because we were second and third, but I did go back and I found one of the last races that he won at Kyle. And I think this is a really special race because, once again, it was a full field of cars like we had, and DCRST always had that he built, because he did everything. He did everything. And when he decided that he was not going to move forward, that's where we were all like, holy shit, what happens now? But I found one of the races, and I think this is a very special race because if Arden was going to put somebody in his place that would build the parts, that would put cars together, that would do all of the work that he did for all of us, the guy that finished second in this race, who is also a friend of mine, and you'll sit here and watch this, and I think he's watching now, this was the guy that I think Arden would have put the crown on and said, okay, you move forward. You run it. You take my place. You put up with all the bullshit. The guy that finished second that day would have been the guy that would have inherited all of that if it had kept moving forward. So let's pay tribute. Continue to post your comments there. And the day sucks, but let's just know that our dude's doing okay. Our dude's doing okay. He's in a much better place. Let's go relive one of the many wins for the great Arden Vickery. So if we can, let's disregard the one guy that went to the outside right there and tried to make that pass because that's how good he was. I mean, I remember that race right there. I go to the outside, and I figured that I was going to pass he and James because I had such great momentum on the outside. And Arden just kind of made me fuck up. But, I mean, that's how good he was. So, I mean, you know, we're going to sit here and go back, and we'll share a bunch of memories. You know, just over the next week as we continue celebrating his life. And that's one of the things that I was talking about with Matt Goulet today is as we have this week that's going to be, and from what everything that I've been told, is it's going to be probably Thursday or Friday between, you know, visitation and all of that. So we've got a week to celebrate his life because that's really what he did for all of us. And again, right there, just another example of him doing what he loved. And I'm just so thankful that we had the opportunity. I talked to James about this, and I haven't actually talked to Butch because I know that Butch and I don't want to be crying on the phone together because we're dudes. But I think that one of the things that we're all going to be super glad about is that we did have one last opportunity during COVID to go to Dwarf Car University and congregate one last time, you know, for a birthday celebration there for Papa. So we did have that opportunity, and again in true form and fashion for folks that haven't been out back to Dwarf Car University. It he transformed that into Classic Car University. I sent word over to my dad today that we had lost Papa Arden today, and he said, "Well, shit, I thought I'd see him at the Watermelon Thump with one of those Chevelles." So he found his new passion, and that's one of the things that you know, he moved on, but he missed this, and he missed all of us, and he would check in. He would check in, and I'm kicking myself in the ass. I've been kicking myself in the ass all afternoon because I didn't check in more often. But you know, I'm sure there's a bunch of us that are doing that. But again, he's in a better place, and you know, we have the memories. And we have everything that he did for so many of us. And you can go back there even with that video there that I was running from that race at Kyle. It you know, he always you know, Robin would go up there and Robin Silvas would go up there and run those and do the video there. And I always had to applaud her because, you know, it was she had Chris out there. Hell, at one time she had three guys out there. Doing that, but she would always stick to par with what she was supposed to be doing with her work there. And it's just one of the things where Arden was just so good. Where how would you tell this guy no? I mean, how would you ever tell him no? And he was just so good to so many of us. So it sucks. You know, I'm speechless. I mean, it. One of the few times that you'll hear me not. You know, I don't have words. It's a sad day, but as I said earlier, it's a good day because the battle for Papa was. It was long yet short when it became apparent that it was going to be a tough situation. So he's much better off than all of us, and he's looking down at us, and he probably has that little snicker on his face that he always did, you know, after the races when we'd sit there and kind of bullshit. And there's probably things that he can't hear. Remember, he'd always what? So there's things he can't hear that he's trying to hear, but that's just what he did, and you know. It's rough, and I can say you know there's Butch and the young brothers and and the guys, we can remember. I think we probably all helped Arden tie one of his good drunks on with us over at Houston. That's just the things we did with that group, and that's what the group really was. It was all about community. It was all about just helping each other out. We all, I think, what DCRST did throughout its run, and it's different now. I mean, it really is different now. And not in a bad way. I mean, not in a bad way, but kind of in a bad way. I think what DCRST did was Arden brought out the best out of all of us, and like for me, what Arden brought out of me, he was like, any chance you could write us up a press release? He found the shit that I could do. And, like I said, Jerry, and Butch were the pillars of that. And, he did. He had a really good way of dealing with situations where there were some things that we all hated to deal with. I mean, when man, I remember we had a situation with Stoy that we had to deal with that, and it was man, who's going to do this? And Arden's like, you are, but he brought out the best in all of us, and that's just what he always did. So again, it's a sad day, but we celebrate the day. And again, I just thought that it would be really cool to jump on and celebrate one of the wins that he had. There was a shitload of them, whether it be on dirt or pavement. He loved CTS. I think that Arden was as heartbroken as many of us were when we lost CTS. I think that he lost. He lost the fire when that place closed. I mean, like hell, I did. I mean, I lost the fire for being behind the wheel of one of those cars. But anyway, hell, I don't even know. It's just, we're all at a loss for words, and we're all going to miss him. But like I said, wanted to get on here because this seriously is, when it comes to dwarf car racing in the state of Texas, this is our Freddie Fryer. This is the guy that built the dwarf car racing series at Texas. It continues to go on, and it's changed. It's modified itself as dwarf car racing has, and mod lights, everything has. But Arden was a guy that he'd do whatever you needed. He'd build you the parts. He did everything. We've all been so impacted by him, and we're all going to miss him. And he did so much for all of us. And that's been the one thing that, talking to guys throughout the day, is that's really the thought is, man, the stamp that he put on all of us, everything that he did for all of us. And he wouldn't let us quit the group. I mean, he would not let us quit the group. If you were down and out and you were pissed off, I mean, your performance sucked, you couldn't keep up or whatever, he'd figure out a way to keep you in the damn group. And it was one of the things that he did. And he, from everything from scheduling the banquets to getting Robin to go film these things, he did everything. He was so hands-on, and I think that when he stepped away, that's when everyone was lost. And, we're lost today. We're lost today because we lost him, and we're all sad. But anyway, so let's pray for him. He's in a good spot, and, might pop some more of these videos up. So let's celebrate and pray for him and his family, and let's just appreciate that we had the opportunity to be with him. And hell, Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Thank you for blessing us with the soul that was Arden Vickery. All right, guys. We'll see you guys at the end of the week. We'll continue to get visitation and funeral updates. Thanks for checking in, and go Donald Duck, 72, Arden Vickery.